Hello everybody, thanks for watching this video. What I have going on here is the beginning of what I hope will be a new video series for the beginning beekeeper. I've had probably 30 or 40 people send me messages this spring asking me questions about beekeeping and how to get started and when to get started and just all kinds of questions. So I thought it'd be nice to actually shoot a video and give some information to those out there that are just starting up with beekeeping or deciding whether they should start up with beekeeping. So what I have going here is 2 hives that I have brought out to the middle of kind of a field. It's starting to grow up with some small trees, but the point is they're nowhere near the rest of my hives. In the background, way over there, you can see our barn. And I brought these hives way out here away from all the other bees just so they wouldn't be affected. What we're doing won't be affected by huge amounts of hives and bees coming and going and robbing them. So these hives are out here on their own and will not be impacted by the rest of the bee yard. So right now, I'm going to go through these hives and I'm going to show you the basic hive parts here of how we're going to start a brand new hive and what you need just to get started. So on every hive, you need a hive cover. Hive covers come in 3 main types. The type I have here has a metal top to it, and it has sides that sit down over the rest of the hive body so that this cannot blow forward or backward and fall off. So these are called telescoping hive covers. They're the outer covers to a beehive. You can get those telescoping covers from most bee places, and they're the standard that come with most hives. You can also get them in styrofoam or what they call migratory covers, which is pretty much a piece of plywood on top that has lips so it can't slide forward and backwards. I've got all 3, but these are definitely the kind of covers I prefer. The second piece, as we go down, is called an inner cover. So you have your outer cover and you have your inner cover. The inner cover is what sits right on top of the frames to the beehive, and the bees get up to this level and they might build honeycomb up here. They're going to do some stuff on this, cling to it, crawl around it, but they typically will not go up to this hive cover. So this kind of helps keep everything down and in the box. So you take your inner cover off, and this is where all your frames are at. So this is your typical frame. Inside the frame, and I'll get a little closer here, I have plastic foundation. This plastic foundation has honeycomb imprinted on it, and it's all solid plastic, but you can see in some spots it's a little more noticeable. There's wax. So bee wax that's actually been rolled and painted onto the frame, and that helps them draw out the honeycomb onto this foundation. Some people pop that out and don't use it at all, and they just use a blank frame. I definitely prefer to have the foundation in the hives as much as possible because I feel like the foundation holds up better when I'm extracting honey, and I feel like the bees form the honeycomb better if they have that foundation to start with. Beehives come in 2 sizes if you're going with this style of beehive. They come in a 10 frame, which I have 10 frames across here. So you can get them in 10 frame, or you can get them in an 8 frame, which is a little bit smaller, and they only hold 8 frames. The main difference is the weight. This box, when it's full of honey, can weigh darn near 100 pounds. An 8 frame, when it's full of honey, closer to maybe 70 pounds. So if you're looking for a lighter option, definitely go with 8 frame. The husbandry behind it and beekeeping behind it is the exact same. You're just working with 2 less frames. Now these frames that we have in here, they are sitting inside a brood box. So you have brood boxes, and then smaller boxes are called honey supers. So this is a brood box because this box is going to hold the brood. And if you've done your research, you already know that brood is just eggs and larvae capped over baby bees. So all of the brood will be in this box. The queen, right off the bat, will start laying down here in the brood box. The brood box is the biggest box that you're going to have on your hive. Usually, once this box gets completely full of bees, I'll add a second brood box. But some people just go right on to adding honey to the brood boxes. We'll see what we end up doing later this fall. I'm going to take that brood box off, and the last piece of equipment we have here is the bottom board. Bottom board is exactly what it sounds like. It's the board on the very bottom of the hive that all your boxes sit on. It holds all of the weight of the hive. And there's pretty much two main types that people have. This one is a screen bottom board. You can also just get a solid wood bottom board. If you're buying a beehive kit, most all of them will come with a solid wood bottom board. That's the standard for beehives, is solid wood. I prefer the screened bottom boards. The screened bottom boards help with mite control, and I feel like they also help with winter survival. I've never lost a beehive that had a screened bottom board through the winter. I have lost beehives in the wintertime that had solid wood bottom boards. So something to keep in mind, if you have the option to select a screen bottom board, that's definitely what I recommend. But you're your own beekeeper, get one of each if you want an experiment, or just get what comes with the kit. Either way, there's lots of options out there, but you have to have a bottom board with your beehive. So going back through as I piece it together, you have your bottom board, we have our brood box, which is also sometimes referred to as a deep, because the brood box is the deepest box on the hive, and that literally just sits on top. You can slide it forwards or backwards. However, once you get bees working in here, they're going to glue this down so much with propolis that you can't just slide it. You'll have to pry it apart. So here's your entrance. The bees will come and go through this opening here. Brood box. Frame. The frames sit down inside the brood box, and then you put on your inner cover and your outer cover, and that is everything that you would need for probably your first month of beekeeping when you first get your bees. Now going forward, what we're going to do with these hives is this one I will install a nuke box in. And on the exact same day that I put that nuke box in here, I'm going to put a 3-pound package of bees in this one over here. So 5-frame nuke, 3 pounds of bees. The hives are set up the exact same hive cover, same inner cover, both brand new boxes with brand new frames. The only difference in these boxes is that this one has an empty brood box with no frames. And when we install that 3-pound package of bees, I will show you why there's an empty box up here. But until then, I'm going to close this back up, and we're going to end this video. The next video will actually be me installing these bees. So we'll get a 5-frame nuke, and I've already ordered a 3-pound package of bees just for the purpose of this video series. And when I install both of them in here, I'm going to record that, how I install them, what I do right off the bat to keep them happy and active and alive, and then we're going to record everything we do through this next year with these bees to get them built up enough to hopefully survive their first winter, and then next spring we'll see if they actually survive winter or not. So stay tuned, watch the videos if you're just learning, and hopefully I can stay ahead of your beekeeping activities. So anytime there's something in a specific part of the season that you have to do, you're watching it on the video and you know, hey, I need to go out and I need to take care of my hive and do that. So yeah, like the page, subscribe to the notifications and follow along, and you're going to learn how to keep bees here in Michigan. Thanks for watching.